Does that sound familiar to you? This rattling noise is extremely annoying and kept me up all night. If your EHEIM eXperience 250 filter, or really any external canister filter, sounds like a blender full of gravel, don't panic. You probably don't need a new filter now. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to silence it. Before we get our hands wet, there are usually 3 reasons why a canister filter like the EHEIM 250 eXperience starts rattling. First, it could be trapped air, which usually happens right after maintenance. The second reason, you might have a damaged or dirt-covered impeller. Even a tiny scratch on that ceramic shaft can cause vibrations that annoy you during your sleep. And third, and most likely, it just needs a deep clean and removal of tiny rocks and or snail shells in the canister. So let's get right to it. To start, let's get this filter unplugged from the electricity and over to a table where we have some room to work. First things first, I open all 4 fastening clips. We're going straight for the impeller first. To get it out, just turn the impeller cover clockwise and lift it off. It goes super easy. Now take the impeller out and give it a look. If it's visibly dirty or slimy, that's almost certainly why it's rattling. Clean it off thoroughly. You can also use a bit of aquarium-safe silicone lubricant on the shaft to help it spin smoothly if it feels like it's sticking. I just clean it and usually that does the job. How do I clean it? I clean it with an old, relatively clean toothbrush and try to get all dirt patches off of it. This usually works very well and you can rinse it with aquarium water during that process to make it really clean. Now that that's done, I reinsert it into this hole and add the cover back to it. After that, let's move to the rest of the filter. You can use the retractable handles to pull out the filter inserts. It's really easy going in all EHEIM filters I've used, and these filters are usually super long-lived. So really kudos to EHEIM for that production quality. Remember, only clean filter medium with aquarium water. Using tap water is possible, but it would likely kill all your beneficial bacteria and crash your cycle, so keep a bucket of tank water handy and just use tank water for cleaning it. That might not look as clean as tap water, but it does the job and it really helps you keeping those beneficial bacteria alive. I'll start with the white filter fleece. That's the first thing you get when you open the filter. If yours is as dirty as this one, you're better off just replacing it with a fresh piece. I did not have time to purchase a new one today because the noise was really annoying and I wanted to get it done today, so I'll use it for some more weeks. How I do it, I just take the filter fleece, take some aquarium water and try to squeeze it over and over again until you get this white, nice filter fleece again. I know it's not that white, but it will do for the time being. Next, I clean the EHEIM substrate mix. That's the gravel sitting in the first insert, and then I finish up by rinsing the blue filter sponges. The blue filter sponges in this filter are not that dirty. That already shows that probably the white filter fleece should have been replaced a little earlier. Now that everything is clean, we could hypothetically put it back together. But before we put everything back, we need to check the bottom of the canister itself. Sometimes rocks or even small aquatic snails get trapped down here. And you can see that the snails that we have here were probably sucked in when they were tiny and managed to grow to a massive size inside this filter. This is totally fine for the snails, it doesn't kill them to be in the filter, but when they get knocked around by the flow, they create that exact rattling noise we're trying to stop. You get the same effect when you have stones or little wood pieces trapped in the filter. Now that everything is clean, we can put it back together. And the order is very important here. Start with the filter inserts containing the blue sponges, then the gravel-filled insert, and finally the filter fleece on top. Make sure that the pipe openings on every single insert and the fleece are perfectly aligned so the water can flow through correctly. And here's a pro tip to stop the rattle before it even starts. Fill the canister all the way to the rim with water before you close it. This forces out the air and prevents bubbles from getting trapped inside, which is another major cause of noise. Before closing the filter, I would recommend to put a towel below it, because water will squirt out of it for sure. Now, place the top part of the filter back on, making sure that the pipe guide and the bottom fits perfectly into the pipe nozzle on the filter itself. If you now have some water left on the outflow-inflow section of the filter right here, that's a perfect sign. It means that no air is trapped inside your filter. Now, you just need to reattach the inflow and outflow unit, lock it down, and plug it back into the electricity outlet. The result is exactly what we wanted. Perfectly smooth water flow and absolutely no more annoying rattling noise. If you liked this video and found it helpful, I would highly appreciate a like and subscribe. And I'm sure you would love to see how I added swordtail fish to the fish tank in the back of the video on the right hand side, or you can check out the video on the left hand side. Thanks for watching.